Hey everyone, my name is David Vidal. Welcome back to my personal channel, Socials Awkward. These are the must-have tools that you need for your Campagna TRex. Let's go. If you're fortunate enough to own one of these amazing machines, one thing that you'll notice right away is that the community is very small and that most of us don't live near somebody who can take care of some of our maintenance needs. So it kind of falls on our shoulders as the owners to take care of the maintenance on the TRex. And at first, before I bought, I was pretty nervous about it. I didn't know if I was really up for the task. Just wasn't sure about how this one was going to play out. It was a new platform for me. I've picked a handful of tools for you guys to look at, considering that you already have some of the basic stuff in your toolbox, and maybe just a couple of things that might make your maintenance life a little bit easier. So the first thing on my list are these little metal picks, an easy, inexpensive tool that you can put in your toolbox. I use it when I'm cleaning my TRex. I can get little bugs out of the bezel. Also, if you've taken any nuts or bolts off of your TRex, sometimes they can fall back behind, or you need to put pressure on a screw or a nut or a washer. These are really, really handy tools, and I end up using them almost every time I do something maintenance related. Next on my list is this 65 to 67 millimeter filter wrench. I don't know why it took me so long to buy one of these. This thing is amazing. It goes on the end of your ratchet, so you just put a normal ratchet in here and you can just ease that filter off, but it would be nearly impossible to get your filter off without this filter wrench, so make sure you grab one of these. Next on my list is a specific socket and wrench. A couple of people said that you can do this with a 1 1/8 inch socket, but get rid of that. These are 28 millimeter. These are for the back axle, that rear axle, tightening your chain, or if you ever have to remove the bearings or even change that back tire out, you need to address this rear axle, and you can get a 28. It fits perfectly. Next on my list are a myriad of lights. Get a headlamp, one that you can set in the TRex somewhere. These little lights have really, really helped me quite a lot, especially when you're kind of upside down and inverted in the cockpit, fooling around with things. I also have these lights that go on your index and your thumb, and they wrap around your wrist. I highly recommend you at least get a headlamp, but having some lights and a little versatility will really bring the fun back into your maintenance. Another easy tool that you should have in your toolbox is this BPA Racing chain tension gauge. And once you have this thing set up, this is one of those tools I wish I had this 10 motorcycles ago. You calibrate it one time, it's very, very easy to do. And after that, you can check your chain as often as you want, and you know you're gonna get an accurate reading every time. As you can see, there's nothing too crazy on my list, but these are just some of the things that you might want to put in your toolbox that maybe weren't there before. Maybe you have some of the general stuff, but not the specific things. If you've been following this channel for any amount of time, you know that I'm relatively new to the TRex. This is my first year in and my first touch at doing this kind of maintenance. So I'm really, really excited to introduce you to my friend and guest and fellow TRex owner, the one and only Todd Kerber. Todd, are you there?
Hey, David. Hey, Campagna TRex fans. Todd Kerber here. Thanks for having me on.
I'm just excited that you could come on and that you were willing to make some time to help the rest of us to create the perfect TRex toolbox.
My pleasure. I currently have 48 fun and informative video edits on the Campagna TRex. When I got into these machines, there wasn't much good quality content out there, so I wanted to pay it forward, support the brand, and help people. If you are mechanically inclined, TRex maintenance is nothing to be afraid of.
Well, that was certainly true in my case, Todd. If it wasn't for you and your highly detailed videos, I would have continued to put off buying a TRex, but your videos are so much fun to watch. They're so easy to follow. Excellent step-by-step how-tos, never confused, never lost.
Thanks, David. I appreciate you.
Would you be kind enough to take us around your shop, give us a little tour, and maybe show us some of these like must-have tools?
Sure. No shop, just a big garage with lots of stuff in it. I can't really mention only 3 to 5 tools. There are a lot more, so I will quickly walk around and touch on them, focusing on Campagna TRex. If I don't have a tool, I buy it right away, usually on Amazon. Got some wheel stops in case I'm on an incline and need to make sure it doesn't roll on me when I'm jacking it up. I use 3 different types of jacks. This larger one, motorcycle lift with a plastic pad. I lift up the rear, doesn't scratch the frame. I normally use, if I'm only lifting one of the front tires, the smaller jack. Always either put the rubber piece on it or a little rag to protect, again, the frame and the A-arm, swing arm up front. Sometimes I need to lift both sides, so I use my bigger jack for that. Again, rubber pad on it. I've got assorted containers and funnels for fluids. This is a handy one, just a simple tube in order to fill your gearbox with gear oil. Here's my toolbox. The most used tools are going to be your Phillips screwdriver, and then of course the next is to make sure that you've got all your sockets, you've got imperial, and then you've got all of the metric sizes. This one's got a ratchet in it, which are super handy. All my pliers are in this drawer, needle nose, regular pliers, wire cutters, wire strippers, all of that stuff is here. Everybody always uses vice grips. Crescent wrenches are always used, different sizes of those. Assorted hammers. Probably the most used on the T-Rex would be the rubber end versions. Torque wrenches, which is important to get it right and don't over tighten. This is my Allen wrench and socket drawer. Again, both imperial and metric. I've got the normal sockets. For the rear swing arm, you need some of these. I think it's 5/8 goes on that one. And then of course your normal hand Allen wrenches there. I've got assorted spanner wrenches to adjust your shock preload and your height up or down. Chain breaker rivet tool for your drive chain to take it apart, cut it, and reset. I've got tons of 18-volt Ryobi tools, always super handy. Vacuum cleaner, air pressure gauge, sometimes flashlight. A lot of guys are using battery operated impact drivers now that are quite powerful. I probably would go that route in the future. I've got an air compressor over here that I use with my impact driver, mostly to get off the speedo nut. Got a bearing extractor kit. When you ever have to redo your rear axle, you'll need these to pop those out. I've got a bearing driver set. Again, those bearings, you use these plates to basically seat them safely and put them back in. One important tool is the socket you'll need for the dreaded speedo nut. Now, from 2023 on, you didn't need this. They've got a regular bolt on there now. The one that I like the best is from Rick Higgins. This one grabs the square part of the speedo nut. And again, Rick has these available if you're looking for one and need it. This is a handy tool I needed to purchase in order to remove the locking ring washer on my way into the reverse gearbox. Wire tester to check wiring, track down that pesky short. I've got alignment boards and levels if you want to tackle your front end alignment. And there are many more. These are the tools that I think are most important to have for any T-Rex owner who wants to start working on their machine.
Coming from a guy who's got a handful of tools, I feel like I have a really long way to go.
Just start with the basics, and when you find you need something, buy it. Before long, you'll have a nice collection of tools in your toolbox.
Great advice from the one and only Todd Kerber. I'm so grateful that you would give us so much time, and I know that there are many, many other people who are just like me, who are feeling a little hesitant about pulling the trigger on buying one of these amazing machines, and just being able to put a toolbox together could be that one thing that helps somebody to realize their dream.
I'm happy to do it, brother. Come see me in Sarasota, Florida. Weather is always great here for the riding, except for the passing hurricane. Thanks for the collaboration, David. Your work here in the Campagna community is appreciated. As always, subscribe, thumbs up, and share to both our pages. I'm on YouTube at Todd Kerber, and our local Facebook page is Campagna TRex SRQ Terror. Thanks for watching.
Thanks again, man. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. If you've made it this far in the video, I want to thank you for watching and invite you to comment below on some of your favorite tools for the T-Rex. Maybe some tools that surprised you, maybe tools that we didn't know that we needed. Just drop those in the comment section below. I think everybody would benefit from that kind of information. I hope this helps. Thanks again to our special guest, Todd Kerber. Make sure to go on, like, subscribe, follow his page, do all the things. This is really, really high quality content. It'll help you out and you'll enjoy the videos as well. As always, be nice and ride safely. See you out there.